Hey, and welcome. Welcome to the final series in this practice. I'm so excited to have you. My name is Tianna, and we're going to get started with a very nice practice all about emotional balance. So, this practice, while it may not involve a lot of balance, so standing balancing practices, we are going to get some balance. So we're going to do some balance in our bodies, some emotional balance. We're going to do a little bit of chest openers and we're going to enjoy ourselves. So I want you to come on to your mat and let's get started. All right, as we sink into this flow, I want you to come to a nice comfortable seated position. We are going to spend the majority of our time on our mat. We are going to get up for just a little forward fold, but for the most part, we're going to be down. So you don't need any blocks or props for this one. You're going to be all right. So I want to start a little bit of grounding. So I want you to take your hand to your heart and hand to your belly. Just allow your body to breathe. Just mentally arriving in this space. Allowing your body to soften. Maybe you're coming at this practice in the beginning, the middle, or the end of your day. I want you to just allow all the things that has happened or will happen to just slowly start to fade into the background. All you need is right here on your mat. So just allow your body to really be present here. And as distractions come up, we just gently let them slide away, because we know that we can always come back to that after our practice. So just want you to take one more full cycle of breath. We're going to release that, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, bring those hands down to our side. I want you to come onto your tabletop position. So we're going to take our tabletop position, start to do our cat-cows. So placing those knees to stack right underneath of your hips, stacking the wrists to be right underneath of your shoulders, and maybe just inviting a little bit of movement here. As you just allow the body to rock gently from side to side. And I'm going to go ahead and flip. And I'm going to come the next way. And gently taking another rock from side to side. We're going to do our cow cats. Now remember, I like to call them cow cats because I like to do cow first. So we're going to drop the belly, bring the gaze up. On that exhale, arch the spine, tuck the chin into the chest. And reverse. And I want you to hang out in one particular pose or the next for as long as it feels comfortable for you. Giving your body whatever it needs in this instance. So maybe you'd like to hang out a little bit longer in cow, or maybe a little bit longer here in cat. Pressing into the fingertips and light on the wrist. And we're going to do one more before we come to a nice tabletop position. Coming back to a nice neutral tabletop position. Let's tuck our toes underneath here. Gentle toe stretch as we shift the weight back towards our toes. Maybe we give it a little rock from side to side as we draw the belly in. Allow yourself to come to a nice neutral spine. We're going to begin to take our forward fold, but we're going to shift and do at least one downward facing dog first. So let's lift the knees. Come to a downward facing dog where we pedal out our feet. Bending opposite knee one at a time. And just gently hanging out here in our downward facing dog. Walking the feet, the gaze up towards the belly. So taking it from the feet From the shins to the thighs, up towards the belly. Release the tension on the shoulders. Allow the body to relax. So we're going to begin to walk our hands towards our feet. Keep a very generous bend into the knees. Allow the body to relax. In this forward fold, allow the body to hinge. We're shifting the weight into the balls of our feet. Maybe it's a gentle sway from left to right. Grabbing opposite elbows for ragdoll pose. Just playing with shifting the weight from left to right. Releasing the hands back down into that forward fold. Just gently shaking the head yes and no. And as we begin to walk it back out to a tabletop position, bringing those knees back down to stack right underneath of the hips. Let's give those knees one last rock from left to right. We're going to go ahead and untuck the toes. We're going to shift the weight back into the heels as we walk our hands back. I want you to have a nice little seat on your heels. Now this may be uncomfortable, and if it is, that's all right. Readjust. You can always place something underneath of your knees. We're going to begin to prepare ourselves for camel pose. Now camel pose is really great for just a little bit of that emotional release because it's a really good chest opener. So let's go ahead and begin by walking our hands back towards our feet, bringing those shoulder blades to touch. And you can stay here just like this. Or maybe if it feels good, you can even begin to bring the hips up. Bringing the hips up, allowing the head to release. Maybe even walking those hands in towards the feet if that feels good as we lift the hips a little bit more. And wherever you are, wherever you've gotten comfortable, we're going to take a few breaths here. Feel free at any point to even come down and gently come back up. Taking one more full cycle of breath. On that exhale, let's begin to bring the hands to the front of our body. We're staying up on our knees, rolling our shoulders. And roll your shoulders the opposite way. Bringing those arms up overhead. Exhale, wipe it away. Bring those arms back down to your side. We're releasing anything that doesn't serve us. And that's really good for that emotional release and that emotional balance. So maybe again, you can always place something under your knees. We're going to bring those arms up overhead again for the inhale. Exhale, release it down. And one last time, bring those arms up. And on that exhale, let's go ahead and bring ourselves down. Knees come to one side. I want you to come down all the way onto your bottom. Bringing those feet around in front. Just allowing your body to be comfortable here. We're going to flex those toes towards our body. Point the toes down. And then let's go ahead and bring them in towards our body here. We're going to take a seated forward fold. So come nice and comfortable. Allow your body to be nice and stable. If seated is not in your practice for today, feel free to go ahead and bring those hands out in front of you. You can have a block or a pillow in front if you'd like to bring your hands on that. Let's bring those arms up overhead. On that exhale, let's hinge it forward. So we did our standing forward fold. This is our seated forward fold. Just go ahead and rock the body from left to right. This relieves that tension in the lower back. Maybe in the neck and shoulders, you can release the head. Gently walk the hands back up towards your body. We're going to cross our legs a different way. So if you've had your legs crossed a different way, we can do that. If you have your legs out, you get to do it for a second time. So whatever foot is in the front is now going to be in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and readjust. Get ourselves ready for that second seated forward fold. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, let's hinge it down. Just noticing how that feels in our body. Our bodies are not symmetric, so one side may be a little bit different. And that's okay. We give ourselves that grace. So continue to breathe. Maybe walk those hands down a little bit deeper. Allow the head to relax. Taking one more full cycle of breath. Let's go ahead and walk it back up. We're going to take those feet out in front of us. Wiggle our toes a little bit. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, let's hinge towards our feet. You can have a slight bend into the knees. I strongly suggest it. Take those hands down towards the feet. You can release your body. You can have those hands to shin, to knees, whatever feels good to you, whatever is calling you today. Just take a moment and relax your body. I'm going to do one more full cycle of breath here. And when you're ready on that inhale, let's go ahead and bring it back up. We're going to begin to come down onto our bottom for our corpse pose. So I want you to just relax yourself, come down however you'd like. If you'd like to settle your heels and bring it all the way down, you can. Just allow your body to relax here. Again, you can come back to that one hand over heart and one hand over belly. Allowing yourself to emotionally connect with the earth. To feel your heart beating. To allow your body to surrender here on the mat. This is that time for you to release. So maybe relieving the tension in the toes, allowing the knees to soften, and gently allowing the fingers to uncurl. Just allowing your body to be still. Relieving the tension in the head, unclenching your jaw, and relaxing that space between the eyes. Allowing your body to be at rest. For our emotional well-being, we have to tap into that parasympathetic nervous system. We have to allow our bodies to sometimes feel. When we feel, we know it's real. We can acknowledge it and we can grow from there. Acknowledgement of whatever the emotion is the first step. So even as you lay here, I want you to acknowledge what's coming up for you today. Just noticing how you are in this very moment. And if you could describe it in one word, what would that word be? If there's any negativity that you want to release right now, on every exhale, just imagine it leaving your body. Just imagine it going through the mat and dissolving away. If there's some good energy that you want to captivate and you want to harness today, I want you to breathe in that fresh, clean energy, that newness, the abundance. I want you to take the next few breaths in silence, just allowing your body to really let that sink in. And as we begin to bring awareness back into our bodies and back into the space around us, let's wiggle our fingers and our toes. And let's bring one knee at a time in towards the chest, gently rolling over to one side, cradling your head. And when you're ready, begin to push yourself up to a nice comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you today. And let's take that one hand to heart and one hand to belly. Just allow ourselves to really connect with us. Maybe even give yourself a hug. I want you to thank yourself for showing up for you today. Thanking your body for showing up for you. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of not only your day, but this entire series. I look forward to practicing with you so much more. And until next time, I want you to take this energy with you off the mat and share it with others, because energy is infectious and we want to share the good stuff. Namaste. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this entire series on just getting our mental clarity together, just being emotionally there from our morning to our midday to our evening. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. And I hope that you did too. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful background. I thought that it was the perfect opportunity to really create a lot of that emotional well being, because beautiful surroundings really make us feel better. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I want you to remember to like, share, and subscribe. And tell a friend to tell a friend, all right? Yoga with Tianna. I will see you next time.